Hello, and welcome to today's briefing. I'm Dana, and I'm joined by Matt.
Hi, Dana. Good morning, everyone.
The U.S. Supreme Court has allowed President Donald Trump's administration to continue construction on his $400 million White House ballroom project for now. The decision temporarily pauses a judicial order that would halt much of the development.
So, what was the reasoning behind the Supreme Court's decision to allow the construction to continue?
The reporting suggests that Chief Justice John Roberts issued the order, effectively allowing the White House to move forward with the project despite legal challenges. The exact reasoning isn't clear from the articles, but it indicates a temporary stay on the lower court's order.
And what's the context around this $400 million project? Is it part of a larger renovation or a standalone project?
The articles describe it as Trump's White House ballroom project, suggesting it's a significant renovation or addition. The cost is highlighted as $400 million, which is substantial. It implies a major undertaking, possibly for event spaces or other purposes related to White House functions.
That figure is quite high. Are there any details on how the project is being funded?
The articles don't specify the funding source directly, but they mention it's Trump's project. There's an implication that it might be related to his administration's activities or initiatives.
Okay, got it. So, what's next for this project now that the Supreme Court has allowed it to proceed?
The reporting indicates that the project can continue for now, but there are still legal challenges pending. The Supreme Court's decision is temporary, and the project remains subject to further judicial review.
All right, understood. Let's move on to the next story.
Former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan was transferred back to jail after being taken to a private hospital for court-ordered medical checks. The Supreme Court had ordered his transfer to the hospital due to health concerns.
So, Khan was taken to the hospital and then returned to jail. What was the reason for his initial transfer to the hospital?
The Supreme Court ordered the transfer after Khan's lawyers petitioned the court over concerns about his health while imprisoned. His party had stated that his health had deteriorated significantly during his imprisonment.
And what was the outcome of his medical checks at the hospital?
The articles don't provide detailed results of the medical evaluation. It simply states that he was transferred back to jail after the checkup.
Okay, so Khan's health is a concern, and there are political tensions surrounding his imprisonment. How does this relate to the broader political situation in Pakistan?
Khan's party continues to demand access and speedy hearings for his cases, indicating ongoing political tensions. His imprisonment and health issues are significant factors in Pakistan's political landscape.
That makes sense. Let's move on to the next topic.
Two former organizers of Hong Kong's Tiananmen vigils have been convicted in a national security case brought under a China-imposed law. This law has effectively crushed the city's pro-democracy movement.
So, what were the specific charges against these organizers?
The court convicted them of inciting subversion, which is part of the national security case. The vigils they organized were in remembrance of the 1989 Tiananmen Square crackdown.
And how does this conviction fit into the broader context of Hong Kong's political landscape?
The China-imposed national security law has been used to crack down on pro-democracy activities in Hong Kong. The conviction of these organizers is part of that larger trend.
That's a significant development. Are there any indications of how this might affect future commemorations or political activities in Hong Kong?
The articles suggest that the pro-democracy movement has been effectively crushed, implying that such commemorations are likely to be severely curtailed or eliminated.
Understood. Let's move on.
A Texas court has reduced a $50 million judgment against InfoWars founder Alex Jones to $1.5 million. Jones had falsely claimed that the 2012 Newtown school shooting was a hoax.
So, what was the original judgment and why was it reduced?
The original judgment was $50 million, but it was slashed to $1.5 million. The articles don't provide detailed reasoning for the reduction, but it indicates a significant decrease in the penalty.
That's a substantial reduction. Are there other legal challenges or judgments against Alex Jones related to this case?
Yes, the reporting mentions that there's a $1.25 billion judgment in Connecticut that isn't affected by this ruling.
Wow, that's a much larger figure. So Jones still faces significant legal and financial consequences.
Exactly. The reduction in Texas doesn't resolve all the legal issues he's facing.
All right, got it. Let's continue.
California State Senator Aisha Wahab has won a special election to serve the rest of former Rep. Eric Swalwell's House term, which ends in January.
So Wahab won the special election. What does this mean for the congressional seat?
Wahab will serve out the remainder of Swalwell's term. She defeated fellow Democrat Melissa Hernandez in the race.
And what's the significance of this win for Wahab and the Democratic Party?
Wahab is described as a progressive Democrat, and her win maintains Democratic control of the seat. It also highlights her political standing within the party.
That's a positive development for her career. Let's move on to the economy section.
Tesla is recalling nearly 3 million vehicles in China due to safety concerns related to their door handles.
So what's the specific safety issue with these Tesla vehicles?
The recall is due to concerns about the door handles, which could pose safety risks. Chinese authorities have been involved in addressing these concerns.
And how does this recall compare to others in terms of scale?
The articles describe it as a major recall, with over 4 million vehicles affected across various car makers, not just Tesla.
That's a significant number. Are there any broader implications for Tesla or the automotive industry?
The recall comes as Chinese authorities are set to ban hidden car door handles commonly seen on Tesla. This could indicate a shift in regulatory standards.
Understood. Let's continue with the economy stories.
Enrollment in the U.S. SNAP food aid program has dropped by more than 13% in a 12-month span, which is a steeper decline than expected.
So what's driving this decline in SNAP enrollment?
The article suggests that changes to the program are starting to take effect, leading to the decline in enrollment.
And what are the implications of this decline for those who rely on SNAP?
The drop in enrollment could indicate that more people are facing challenges in accessing food aid, or that the eligibility criteria have become stricter.
That's concerning. Let's look at another economy story.
Samsung Electronics plans to return up to $80 billion to investors this year, making it one of the company's most significant capital return initiatives.
So what form will these shareholder returns take?
The plan includes share buybacks and cash dividends. The total return is expected to be between 90 and 100 trillion won.
That's a substantial amount. What might be driving this decision by Samsung?
The articles mention that it follows a similar move by SK Hynix, suggesting that the AI windfall and strong financial performance might be factors.
All right, that makes sense. Let's move to the sports section.
Top-ranked Jannik Sinner has withdrawn from the U.S. Open due to a right knee injury that has sidelined him since winning Wimbledon.
So Sinner is out due to injury. What's the expected timeline for his recovery?
His team is targeting a return during the Asian swing later this season. He's currently focusing on rehabilitation in Europe.
And how does this withdrawal affect his Grand Slam streak?
Sinner's absence ends a significant streak of consecutive Grand Slam appearances. This is his first Grand Slam absence since his 2019 debut.
Okay, got it. Let's look at another sports story.
Tottenham Hotspur have reportedly agreed to a $75 million deal to sign Manchester City winger Savinho with potential add-ons.
So what's the context around this transfer deal?
The agreement includes a further $10 million in add-ons. This comes a year after Spurs' unsuccessful attempt to sign Savinho.
And what are the implications of this deal for both clubs?
The transfer would be significant for Spurs, adding Savinho to their lineup. For Manchester City, it represents a substantial sale.
That makes sense. Let's continue with the sports stories.
Klay Thompson is expected to sign with the Miami Heat after the Dallas Mavericks bought out his contract.
So Thompson's deal with the Mavericks was bought out. What's the context around this move?
The Dallas Mavericks bought out the final year of Thompson's contract, worth $17.5 million. He is now expected to join the Heat.
And what are the implications for the Heat and the Mavericks?
For the Heat, signing Thompson strengthens their lineup. For the Mavericks, it marks the end of Thompson's 2-year tenure, which was affected by the Luka Doncic trade.
All right, understood. Let's move to the entertainment section.
British rapper Young Philly will face a retrial on rape charges in Australia after a jury couldn't reach a verdict on some allegations.
So what were the specific charges against Young Philly?
The charges relate to an alleged incident in a hotel room during his tour in 2024. A jury previously cleared him of some charges but couldn't decide on others.
And what's the context around this retrial?
The retrial is scheduled for next month. Young Philly faces 3 charges that allege he raped a fan.
Okay, got it. Let's look at another entertainment story.
Hayden Panettiera's ex-fiancé, Vladimir Klitschko, marked what would have been her 37th birthday with a tribute.
So Klitschko shared a message on her birthday. What was the context around this tribute?
Panetteris passed away recently, and Klitschko, who is the father of her child, paid a tribute to her on social media.
That's a touching gesture. Are there any other reactions or tributes mentioned?
The articles also mention that fans and possibly other loved ones were remembering her on what would have been her birthday.
Understood. Let's continue with the entertainment stories.
Neutrogena has responded to backlash after Hayden Panettara's death amid claims that the company didn't support her during a difficult time.
So, what was the nature of the backlash against Neutrogena?
Fans began boycotting Neutrogena after resurfaced claims that the company didn't renew Panettara's contract after she spoke out about postpartum depression.
And how did Neutrogena respond to these allegations?
The company stated that they made her feel unsupported during a very difficult time, acknowledging the criticism.
That's an interesting response. Did they offer any further explanation or apology?
The articles don't provide additional details on their response beyond the acknowledgement.
All right, got it. Let's look at another entertainment story.
Margaret Qualley attended the premiere of The Dog Stars wearing controversial Chanel sandals that left her toes exposed.
So the focus is on her footwear. What was the reaction to her outfit?
The articles describe the sandals as controversial and confusing to some viewers. They were part of a Chanel collection.
And what's the broader context around this fashion choice?
The sandals were part of a high-profile premiere, and the unusual design drew significant attention and commentary.
That's an interesting choice. Let's move to the final entertainment story.